Hello, and welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1 of the UPower online course for social entrepreneurship. If you're joining us, you might be interested in setting up your own social enterprise or have already done so. This course will provide you with the basics you need to get your social enterprise off the ground and making an impact. The first lesson, Social Entrepreneurship 101, will look at the basics and ease you into the first steps of your learning journey. At any stage, feel free to pause the video to take notes, rewind to hear information again, or stop the video to complete a learning activity. In this module, we will cover 3 topics, each of which have been designed to start you on the path to being a social entrepreneur. Firstly, I will characterize the social enterprise before outlining the purpose. Then I will provide you with some key information and motivation to start your journey to make social change with your social enterprise. You may be wondering, what is a social enterprise? What isn't a social enterprise, and what makes a social entrepreneur? Well, topic 1 of Module 1 aims to cover just that. Together we will look at the basics of a social enterprise and investigate who can be a social entrepreneur. Social enterprises are part of a diverse and steadily growing sector, globally and nationally. They are being increasingly recognised as an effective means for delivering community, social and economic development through innovative, integrated and cooperative methods and operations. But what are they? A social enterprise is a business that trades for the improvement of a social or societal issues. It generates part of its income from trading, unlike charities, and reinvests its surplus or profit back into its social objectives. Social enterprises aim to achieve social and environmental impact in a transparent and fully accountable manner, rather than maximizing their profit. Put simply, a social enterprise is a business that works primarily to improve the lives of people. The business of a social enterprise is social good. We now know what a social enterprise is, but what or who is a social entrepreneur? Social entrepreneurs are society's problem solvers. They are people who see a problem in their society, develop a solution, and take action. These ideas look beyond the horizon of the current way of doing things and point to a brighter future. Social entrepreneurs typically have a unique insight into the problem. They can see things that nobody else sees, and they are willing and able to do things that nobody else can or will do. Social entrepreneurs are people with courage, insight, and ambition to put forward a solution to a social problem and act on it. Social entrepreneurs are business people who care more about impact, societal improvement, and supporting a community than they do for their own profit. To define a social enterprise, let's first take a look at the characteristics of a social entrepreneur. They develop new models and pioneer new approaches to enable them to overcome obstacles. They take innovative approaches to solve social issues. They transform communities through strategic partnerships. They are not bound by sector norms or traditions, and they are not confined by the barriers that stand in the way of their goals. Now let's look at the elements of a social enterprise. Social enterprises are not charities or welfare agencies. They are private businesses established by entrepreneurs. They encourage community participation, inclusion, and utilize a bottom-up approach. They utilize sound commercial business practices to ensure sustainability. For example, the business will naturally uphold and encourage environmental sustainability as well as ethical considerations. Now that we know what a social enterprise and social entrepreneur is, this topic will highlight what a social entrepreneur does and their purpose in the entrepreneur world. We will also take a look at the growing interest in social enterprises from women like you and the potential role we play as women in making social change. We have briefly defined what a social enterprise is and some of the characteristics of a social enterprise. But you may still be thinking, what makes an enterprise a social enterprise? The term social enterprise is not a legal term. It actually refers to the business model. We will discuss the legal terminology in a different lesson, but for now, let's take a look at what makes a social enterprise. Ultimately, being a social enterprise is about adopting a set of principles. These include impact, conducting the business with a focus on impact rather than profit, and having a clear and social environmental mission embedded in the business practice. Finance. The generation of a social enterprise's majority of income must be from trade of a good or service. This is what makes a social enterprise different from a charity. Organization. When setting up your social enterprise, it may just be you. But once you begin to operate, you will need to ensure the governance of your social enterprise is democratic and inclusive. Even if you are not legally required to have a board, you might want to have one in place to help you with the decision-making and strategic governance. In addition to creating new jobs and enabling non-profit organizations to sustain their activities, there are many areas where social enterprises are positively impacting on healthy and sustainable communities. This happens in 3 ways. Firstly, raising the possible, showing that it is viable to do business more sustainably, providing inspiration for others and offering up new solutions that can be copied. Secondly, raising the desirable, building the appeal of sustainable business models for consumers, employees, and investors. Thirdly, raising the acceptable, changing the parameters of what is generally considered acceptable or not where it comes to sustainability and inclusiveness. The potential of women in social entrepreneurship will vary by country. Overall, women-owned businesses have unique strengths and advantages that can help them succeed and compete effectively in the marketplace. Women entrepreneurs often have a unique perspective on the market and the needs of customers. This perspective can lead to innovative ideas and new approaches to business that can give them a competitive edge. Women-owned businesses may be more effective at understanding the needs of female customers who make up a significant portion of the customer market. This understanding can lead to better products and services that resonate with these customers. Women entrepreneurs may be more flexible in their approach to business than their male counterparts. This flexibility can allow them to adapt quickly to changes in the market and take advantage of new opportunities. Women-owned businesses may be better at building and maintaining strong relationships with clients, customers, and suppliers. This can lead to greater loyalty and repeat business. Women-owned businesses often prioritize social responsibility and giving back to the community. This commitment can enhance their reputation and attract customers who value companies that are socially responsible. Women entrepreneurs can benefit from access to support and resources specifically designed for women-owned businesses, including mentorship, networking, opportunities, and financing options. Starting a social enterprise isn't an easy job. There are certain requirements, often specific to the country you're in, regarding social enterprise. While we will look into this more in Lesson 5 and the next module, this topic will briefly look at what is required of a social entrepreneur and examine best practice and success stories from local female social entrepreneurs. Social enterprises are born out of a need or requirement for social change or social support services, which current government or corporate services do not provide. You may know, based on your community, what area needs additional services which your social enterprise can begin to support. However, our research conducted by the UPower team across 7 countries in Europe has highlighted the following areas: education, healthcare, hospitality, manufacturing of local goods, agriculture, disability, environment, gender inclusivity, housing, and employment. Looking into the relationship Ireland has with social enterprise provides us with a positive insight. An updated census on social enterprises in Ireland, the first of its kind in many years, published in May 2023 by SERI, puts the number of active social enterprises in Ireland at 4,335. Looking at the main economic sectors for social enterprise in Ireland, the UPower research found arts, tourism and leisure, social housing and accommodation, social services, and environmental services to be among the most required social enterprises. Looking into the inclusivity of women in the workforce within social enterprises, women represent 68.8% of the social enterprise workforce. The main drivers of social enterprise in Ireland is the support mainly provided by Rethink and Social Enterprise Ireland. Positively, Ireland has a supportive regulatory environment and is also including entrepreneurship in formal education more. Before we finish up this lesson, I'd like to introduce you to some successful social enterprises, which were started right here in Ireland by women. While there are many, I'm only going to highlight three. The three businesses you can see on the screen are all examples of female-founded and in most cases female-run social enterprises in Ireland. To learn more about Isolde, Ivan, Alex and Tracy, you can read the UPower success stories linked in the information section of this lesson. Now it's time to exercise. Instead of giving you a quiz, like you'll experience in some other lessons, I want you to do the opposite. Without any questions, you are going to write down as many things from this lesson about social enterprise as you can remember. The first step is to go to a blank page of your notebook where you cannot see any of the notes you've taken. Next, set an alarm for 2 minutes. In that 2 minutes, write as many words, sentences, ideas, facts, and inspiration you can think of. When the alarm goes off, stop and examine your page. Look at all the information you've gotten so far, and the best is yet to come. Finally, to conclude the first lesson of our social entrepreneurial journey, let's revise what we have discussed. A social enterprise is an enterprise whose objective is to achieve a social, societal, or environmental impact rather than maximizing profits for its owners and shareholders. Social entrepreneurs are society's problem solvers. They are people who see a problem in their society, develop a solution, and take action. There are plenty of women social entrepreneurs who you can use as a guide to look up to on your social enterprise journey. Some may be living just down the road from you. Looking forward to seeing you again in our next lesson.